And there's our hotel in the middle of all the subway construction, the Westin Grand. Good morning. It is Monday morning, and we are in Germany. We arrived here yesterday. We're started at the Brandenburg Gate, and we're reading some of the symbolism of what led up to the Second World War with Hitler and his persecution of the Jews. So today we're going to be touring some sites in Germany. So we're off to buy our one-day train ticket. Busted. There goes the train to Sachsenhausen. On the train. Our next train has arrived. Let's get off the train. Now we're going up the stairs to take a little 10-minute detour till the next train.
French control west side, right? So these people came over here, and then they said it was in the middle, it was getting late in the evenings, 11 o'clock, whatever, and they let like 50 people go.
So
then
they first open the wall.
All these people, and they say, they don't know what to do, they're like, okay, you 500 go. Then later on, into the next day.
There's a picture showing the bridge that's right next to us, and there's a wall there, and now you can see here's the same bridge. There's no wall, but see the wall ends here. This is the first area we're facing now, West Berlin, where the people cross. Here again is the wall, and here's a picture depicting all the people crossing the border into West Berlin, which is this way, right by that bridge. The wall now, it's gone. And we're back on the train. Okay, we are catching the bus. Here begin our tour of Sachsenhausen. This is the concentration camp, just part of the museum. We're going to be checking it all out today. There's a picture of the armory, and here's an interesting thing about the message left in a bottle they found inside a wall. 2 prisoners, indicating their desire to escape.
The original are being rebuilt, and everything you see light is being damaged and destroyed. Actually, it's not there anymore. So I was showing you this triangle, right? This is how it was. Originally, they did. That was a 680 meters each side. And here you had a balcony with an 8mm machine gun. And they say just with that machine gun, you could touch somebody here at the tip of the triangle. You also got these, these other 8 watchtowers around. This is where that train initially used to go through. How they're going to punish you here, what kind of experiments they're going to conduct. They order the Zyklon B. All that kind of stuff is done from here for all the camps. All those extermination ones out east, they come later.
This wall here in Sachsenhausen concentration camp commemorates the freeing of the camp by the Soviet army, and the prisoners just before that were marched by the SS to the Baltic Sea, along which many of them died of starvation or hunger, just thoroughly exhausted, and were shot right on the spot. The camp was eventually liberated by the Russians.
You guys know what that is? The Operation Valkyrie.
Oh, Valkyrie, yeah.
A few hundred of these men died here.
Oh.
Okay. Do you guys know how that went down?
11:07, the clock commemorates the time the concentration camp was liberated. And here's the gate that everyone went through. These are the gates into the camp. The sign of Bach free. This is the entranceway to the camp. Bach's free. In we go.
Somehow you got through that. You got this area that's manned by the guards and the dogs. Sunday was a half day, so they come back a little earlier. They do their second roll call, and then they head clear to go to the barracks and catch up on sleep or whatever. And there's a movie called The Counterfeiters.
So this is Barrack 18, which was used as a counterfeiting operation where they were printing literally billions of dollars worth of British pounds, and they're going to fly the planes over Great Britain and destroy their economy by pounding them with their money. But it never worked. The men fled to Boston.
5 sections. Okay. You had day rooms here, and here. Sorry. You had the sleeping quarters here and here. Okay. You got the beds here. You got the day rooms here. Right. With the tables. You guys will see. We'll look through the other one. You guys will see the furniture here. Okay. So this is your day rooms, your lockers, your tables.
Apparently, some neo-Nazis came and burned part of the barracks. These are the Jewish barracks here, and they burned them. Now part of the museum. Burned barracks. It smells from the fire here. We're inside the smell from the fire that was caused in Jewish barracks by the neo-Nazis. There's their lockers. This is where they ate. See the tables. This is all original Jewish barracks. This one is from steamers and intestinal establishments. That's where there's something like that. There's the store. These were the urinals, and prisoners weren't allowed to use them by the capos at night, so they had to hold it in use it only sometime limited time during the day. So here's some of the original barracks. Still smell some of the embers from the flames from years ago. This is what it looked like. There's the bunks right down there. There's a story here about a Jewish dentist that was transferred here from Auschwitz and ended up living and practicing in East Berlin after the war. This is where they ate the lunchroom. Barracks, British barracks. This is part of the bathrooms, the washrooms. This is where they bathe themselves. They said they smelled terribly because they weren't allowed to bathe that often. By the way, it's been explained to us that the design of this uniform, the concentration camp uniform along with that of the SS, was done by Hugo Boss. So, interesting, what goes around comes around. Hugo Boss designed these uniforms. Sad that we're inside one of the Jewish barracks now that they turned into a museum with some of the artifacts, uniforms, and memorabilia. Sadly, some of the Jewish prisoners that were here.
Hermann Hans Kuttner, born in Busensassel, was son of a businessman, studied dentistry in Berlin. He served in World War II and married in 1921 and practiced dentistry in Berlin for 9. He had to close his practice when no Jewish medical licenses were annulled on September 30th, 1938. During his being granted permission to practice subject to revocation, he continued to treat Jewish relatives and acquaintances working in his son's bedroom. He was arrested November 9, 1938 and brought to South.
Okay, for a little synopsis, we're going inside the barracks. They're burned out by neo-Nazis after Yitzhak Rabin came to visit these camps. These are the Jewish barracks. This is where they would eat. There's some lockers. There's some bunks back there where they slept. It's supposed to be 3 to a bunk. There were 9 to a bunk. And right around here, we have the urinal area. They couldn't go to the bathroom at night. They had to hold it in. Certainly certain times of the day when they weren't working. Little storage area going through here. This was the bathroom where they would shower only occasionally. He said they smelled terribly. And now they've since taken another part, made a museum out of it, depicting the lives of some of those who were saved and others, of course, whose lives were lost. One of them is an interesting story of a dentist that I filmed there.
Gestapo, right? Geheime Staatspolizei. Secret State Police, and the SS camp leadership. Okay, you guys know the Gestapo, the secret police, they come, knocking on the doors.
People from the SS, the Gestapo.
Today is Tuesday, and it's Berlin Walk Day. We're going to meet the group at about 10:30. We're in the main train station, just checking it all out.
So we begin our walking tour of Berlin today. Check out all the highlights in Berlin.
Europe is the most expensive in the world. I don't know if you guys saw it. It has 5 levels, 16 train tracks. She was very green friendly.
It started in 1995, finished
Today
2006.
is where an old station used to be. Schultes and Charlotte Frank.
This is the Chancellery.
Built by the Spanish firm Acciona. It's one of the biggest government buildings in the world. Okay, it's 8 times bigger than the White House. You guys might not believe me yet, but when we go over there, you'll see how long this building is. The January 30th, 1933, and the next month, there's multiple fires in that building. Okay, they blame Marinus van der Lubbe, this Dutch communist, and they guillotined his head off. And West Germany are born, and the capitalists moved their government to Bonn. And the communists stay here in Berlin. Okay. The capitalists stay there from 49 to 90. Germany unites in 90, and they stay there 9 more years. So Germany's united, but the capitalists the government now is down here for 9 more years. Then in 99, they come back to Berlin, and they've been there ever since. And in 99 is when they unveiled that new cupola you guys see up there, and that's designed to Norman Foster. I was telling some of you, this building is also very.
So we have reservations to eat at the cafeteria, and then later to combine the dome of the Reichstag. Right up there, so a circular thing. You can walk all around that glass dome of the Reichstag, official parliament.
When the Treaty of Versailles comes along,
It means the German
Germany's
people.
actually born in Versailles. Those little insults, they stories you see them all around the city. This is the 80th anniversary of the Nazis coming to power. She's arrested in 33. She dies in 44. This is typical. She's sent to concentration camp, Ravensbrück, the only specific guard. Okay, literally translated the animal garden. This started out as a private hunting ground for the Hohenzollern family. They used to, live over there at the palace, and they used to ride down here.
Here is a memorial to the gypsies that were killed in the war along with the Jews. There's a brown triangle in the middle. They were identified with the brown triangle, whereas the Jews were with the yellow. This is the
Right over there. This
This
is the
one of the 2 Russian tanks that
here
first
when
made
they
it
built
into
this
Berlin
intersection of the north-south.
to overthrow Hitler. These two tanks and these howitzers are the ones that last fired the shot that destroyed the Reichstag building. This is a monument to the 80,000 Russian soldiers that died.
This original city wall had 15 gates, okay, and this is one of them.
Brandenburg
Okay.
Gate.
In 1860, they did, well,
Bis zum September mindestens.
Brandenburg
Und auch
Gate.
danach werden wir uns dem Thema Energie nicht verabschieden. Danke.
This is 1964. There's the no man's land. It's West Germany to the right, East to the left. And now we're looking at this Adlon Hotel. This building to the left there. Hotel Adlon, which was rebuilt after the war. And this is where all the famous people, Charlie Chaplin stayed, Michael Jackson held his kids off the balcony here. That was the incident right by the Brandenburg Gate. Embassy.
You got the
There's the Adlon Hotel. Bunch of embassies here.
Embassy here in 2005 from designed by Peter Eisenman. Okay, very expensive project, cost 27 million euros. Okay, but before it was this area here has a lot of history. These were the Reich Ministry Gardens, and Goebbels, like I said, he had a villa over here. And
So this Holocaust area designed by Daniel Libeskind, 2,711 concrete bricks. And the thing that's interesting, what goes around comes around. The company that they purchased the anti-graffiti paint from, Dugasa, is the company that provided the gas that killed the Jewish people during the Holocaust. So when they presented them with the bill, they said, well, really? You killed all of our people. You want us to pay this bill? And the company said, no, we'll give it to you for gratis. So it goes around, comes around. We are at a sign that commemorates Hitler's bunker, which is just now a covered cement-filled parking lot. Apparently 30 meters down was his bunker, solid concrete. Had a hard time pulling it up, so the Russians just filled it in with concrete. There's a lot of mythological stories as to how he died, and he took his life with cyanide and a shot to the head, along with Eva Braun and Goebbels and his children, Goebbels' children, that is. No one will ever know, but this is the site. Parking lot of an apartment complex. What a waste. This is where Hitler's offices were. Now look at this. They're building shopping complexes. This was a very famous street, and there were a lot of Jewish-owned businesses and Hitler's offices, like I said. And now, of course, what's old again is new again. At Potsdamer Platz, and this is the Sony Center. There's a huge glass dome in here with tons of shopping. Potsdam, the Sony Center, and the architect was required to keep the old facade in place, so he built a place around it. This is a Japanese architect. It's all part of the Sony Center at Potsdamer Platz. That represents Mount Fuji. 360 time in the Sony Center. Nice, nice, nice. A lot of restaurants, a lot of shopping. Glass dome up top. Sony Center. Potsdam. This was Europe's first traffic light. It was a manual. There was a man inside controlling it. It was the first traffic light in Europe. Potsdamer Platz.
It was a House of Representatives built in the 1880s. Purpose. And what's interesting about the building is that on January 1st, 1919, the Communist Party was actually formed here. And however they do that, fill in the paper or whatever. It was born here in this building. During World War II, the pilots from the Luftwaffe, from the Air Force, they used the office space. After the war, the Stasi, the secret police in East Germany, they used the office space. And today, this is, again, House of Representatives, but not of the whole country, just of the state. It was a museum, and it survived the war.
This building here was damaged from the war. And you can see it's still missing some of the heads on the statues. Topography of Terror Museum, which we're going to go to later. Here's the remaining part of the wall. The second largest remaining part.
Tom Cruise, they showed that.
In Valkyrie, there's the Luftwaffe building. And there's a remnant of the wall. There's the
there you see the wall,
Topography of Terror Museum.
the original location. And you guys see these ruins of a building here? Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
That was this building. That was the headquarters, that was the office of the Gestapo.
The office of the Gestapo is this ruined building here.
They formed in 1933. That's where Heinrich Himmler had his offices. Okay, in this square here, you got the, you don't just have the Gestapo, you got the SD, the SS, and the RSHA.
A lot of S's
You
here.
got these buildings here, and they're occupied by this. This is like
This is the Topography of Terror Museum. Depicts Hitler's rise to power and all the atrocities committed by the Nazis. The second largest remaining section of the Berlin Wall. Now on to the old typical East German part. Point Charlie in the rain. last soldier of the man. Checkpoint Charlie, manned by the Americans. Commemorative plaques. People tried to escape.
In my neighborhood,
Were killed towards going underground a little bit into the railway station in Darman Market.
Brandenburg, he hears that France, the Huguenots, came out fighting for religion. So, you know, he had lost a lot. Well, they had lost a lot of people here because of the 30-year war earlier that century. Okay? So they invite these Huguenots here, and some of these men joined the military, the Brandenburg military, and they set up their stables here. The military does. So that's where the name Gendarmenmarkt comes from gendarme.
This is Humboldt University, used to be Berlin University, home of Einstein and some many famous Nobel laureates. Now Humboldt University, and it's on this square that the Nazis started the first book burning here in Berlin.
Hundreds of authors, publicists, philosophers, and
Our
scientists.
tour just ended right there, and there's the museum complex, Museum Island, the Church of Berlin, and Alexanderplatz, the TV station. And we're going to head out, have something for lunch. Beyond those trees, there's the Jewish section. Yes. So we're in search of the new synagogue, the Jewish section. Oh, looks like Lee may have found it. There we are. There we are in the Jewish area, Ringberger Street. Here we are. We made it to the new synagogue. Tour. Here's some of the remains of the new synagogue, the great synagogue of Berlin that was destroyed in the fires from the war. This is the remaining facade of the synagogue, called now the new synagogue. This is all that was really left. Everything else has been rebuilt as best they could, but this whole empty space here, up to where the final, bima was, is all empty because it was completely destroyed, burned down, and just collapsed. But this is the only protected remaining facade of the new synagogue in Berlin. The new synagogue that was rebuilt, completely rebuilt. The old one just burned down. That's what's left of that first wall. The new synagogue of Berlin. It is in the street, the dome of the new synagogue of Berlin. This is an old Jewish graveyard cemetery. A lot of it was destroyed. There's some of the remaining gravestones they have just as a memorial here to maybe dead Jewish. We were part of the Jewish ghetto area. So after a tough day on our feet, we are going to relax here by the pool. Look at this. This is awesome or what? Nice heated indoor pool. Here we go. It is swimming time for us. Oh yeah. And then maybe a jacuzzi. We'll see. Good morning, Wednesday morning. We're back in the Hauptbahnhof Berlin train terminal because today we're going to Potsdam. Little city south of Berlin, Potsdam. Here we are waiting for the train. It's coming right now to Potsdam. Here's our train to Potsdam. So here we are at Schloss Sanssouci Castle, Palace of summer residence of Frederick the Great. And this is from like 1700, 1712 or so. This was his palace, his summer residence. There you have it, Sanssouci Palace, King Frederick. Sanssouci Palace. We're done the palace tour, now we're in the middle of Potsdam here. And this was our lunch place, Falafel. And we walk. Potsdam, little 360 here of Potsdam. Here we are at the Amsterdam area of Potsdam. We have all the little brick houses to resemble Amsterdam. They're cute. But we're in Potsdam. Hey, it's Captain Kirk in the Starship Enterprise. Berlin, Hauptbahnhof Terminal. Wie geht's? Good morning. It is Friday morning. Today is May the 30th. We're up early because we have an appointment today in that building right there, the Reichstag. Yes, we have an early morning appointment at the Reichstag. And our appointment awaits us. Well, here we go. We are walking the dome of the Reichstag. And so we are walking the ramp of the Reichstag dome. Look at that. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? And upward we go. Finally at the top of the dome, and there's an open area to allow the air to circulate here. Pretty awesome. The Reichstag. So now that we're at the top of the Reichstag Dome, Parliamentary Dome, we're going to do a little bit of a 360 here to show you what's going on. There's the center cone, which takes the rainwater, which I'll show you in a minute. Here's their 360, showing all around. We're at the top. The orifice at the top is open, and the rainwater goes down into this cone, and it's used for green ecosystems to preserve it. It's pretty cool. Look at the view. It's amazing. Reichstag. So after walking the dome, we're treating ourselves to a nice little breakfast right on the terrace. We've had a reservation here overlooking all of downtown Berlin from the Reichstag Dome. Manja, huh? Looks good. So we are in the Reichstag building, the German Parliament, doing a tour of the glass dome. Look how we're walking all the way up the glass dome. Pretty awesome. And we're, of course, overlooking all of Berlin down below, the Reichstag building. We are at the top of the Reichstag Dome. Now we're headed down, making our way downward. This is pretty cool. A neat glass spiral all the way down the Reichstag. Hey, who's that cool couple taking a picture here? Whoa, we're in the reflection. That's pretty cool. Reflection
Just
of
finished
the
breakfast.
Reichstag Dome. Yep. It's cool. We're going to walk around, check it. We are making our way around the Reichstag. Glass dome on the German Parliament. The glass center cone. The Reichstag. There's Lee. It's beautiful views from the glass dome of the Reichstag. All over Germany. There's Brandenburg Gate down there. Pretty cool. The Reichstag. See these bricks? They go all along the streets. We're at the Brandenburg Gate, and that marks the walls. Again, these row of bricks here that I'm standing on marks the demarcation of the East and West Berlin, the neutral zone of the Brandenburg Gate, and the bricks continue down on that side, separating East and West Berlin. They came down in 1989 across the Brandenburg Gate towards our hotel, and now we are in former East Berlin, into the museum for the Holocaust Memorial to the Jews right down there. Hey, there's the Berlin High Flyer. Look at this cool balloon. We might go up in that. Hey, we are going up in this balloon.
And you can walk around.
Here we go. Ho, ho, whoa.
So, mit einem Start gibt es keinen weiteren Grund, sich festzuhalten. Wir können schon eine ganz entspannte Körperhaltung einnehmen. Müssen sie aber nicht. Herumlaufen ist jetzt ausgegangen.
We're going. That's pretty cool. Up we go on the Berlin High Flyer. High above the skyline. Berlin High Flyer. Look at this. We are high up. Wow, we're
So gleich
almost
sind wir oben an der 150
15
Meter
meters
Höhe.
high.
Yeah, so
Pretty
sits
cool.
when you have questions about the balloon out with the city below, please ask me and try to answer, not just enjoy yourself.
150 meters high. We are about 300 meters high. What a beautiful view we have. Spanning around 300 meters above Berlin. Check out some of the views. And down we come. Here's the wheel pulling us down.